I captured a cicada. Well, we captured it together. Kelsey assisted.
Hey, make him make his noise.
I don't know how to.
Go up and down. He did it. I don't know. He won't scream no more.
He's cool.
He's disgusting.
Oh no! Come here, buddy.
Right there.
Oh. Why won't you make your noises? They're like an alien. Look how fucking weird he is.
Ew.
They're so loud. Here you go, buddy. Oh, there he goes. Oh. He. There you go, buddy.
Okay, come on.
I
He's
can't.
probably gonna fall.
How do they survive predators?
So stupid.
They must be poisonous. Good morning. It's day number 64. This is probably my least favorite video that I've ever made, but I promise to show the good, the bad, the ugly, to make this an accurate depiction of an accurate record of the journey that I went through to fully heal my spinal cord injury. Obviously a little late start, 5 years in, but this is when it has really begun. 64 days ago, to be precise. But this is how deeply ingrained the mantra inside my head to not show pain and not show show weakness is. I hate making this video more than anything in the world. The only reason I'm doing it is because I hate it so much. I'm gonna make a very staunch rule that anytime something scares me or I really don't like it, it's a really good sign that it's exactly what should be done. But basically yesterday, I all day long, I beat myself up because I wasn't filming, writing my book. I did work out, go to PT, sauna, and do a little bit of journaling and hang out with Kelsey, make some dinner. So it wasn't, it was an all right day, but it was unproductive completely. Didn't do anything with insurance, couldn't even handle looking at my phone. It was just annoying the hell out of me and just filling me with anxiety or sadness every time it buzzed, which is every 5 seconds all day long, thinking that it was going to be something that I'd have to take care of. Luckily, there wasn't really much, but all day long I just beat the hell out of myself, basically telling myself, cycling between, I'm trying to do this new thing where I give myself a little bit of leeway and say, you're justified in feeling this way. It's all right. If you're not going to do the work, why stress about it? Why beat yourself up about it? You're not going to do it. In your heart you're probably not going to do it. And even if you do decide to do it, why can't you just enjoy the day for 8-9 hours and then hop into it? Just be like, oh, I have that surge of energy. I have that creative spark. Let's do it. Sorry for this mess back here. We're supposed to build shelves. We got all our stuff shipped from Idaho to Florida. But anyways, yeah, so I am really working on that, trying to, have productive, happy, relaxing downtime. I've realized that is super critical to healing anything or advancing in life in, a really net positive direction. It can't just be a bunch of negative self-talk, beating yourself up. I used to think that was admirable and that it helped you get stuff done, call yourself a bitch or a pussy or whatever. Come on, do more. Maybe there's a time for that at the end of a crushing workout. There's moments in life where you got to just dig deep and be like, am I being a bitch right now, or am I done? Is it over? And so yesterday basically felt like hell all day. I made this video. I'll show a couple little clips of it now so you can have a sense of what I was thinking right before I went to bed. This is right before I went into my room and went to bed. And I was just racked with guilt and trying to not be ashamed for not doing the work that I so desperately wanted to do yesterday. And then I went to bed, hung out and talked to Kelsey for a little bit. My stomach hurt really bad, my head, a little bit of headache, but I just ignored it all day long. My stomach was killing me, my head was pounding, and I just drank more water, said it's everything, like said it's just, nicotine withdrawal. Like I haven't eaten since I got off nicotine. I haven't eaten perfectly. I've had some cheat sugar things like that trip to Whole Foods, if you saw day 57 or 58, whatever it was. And like maybe it's just a bad reaction to food, because I've had extremely serious reactions to like food and sugar over the last couple of years. I have some sort of kind of colitis autoimmune thing going on in my lower digestive system. So I thought it might be that. I just glossed over all of it, and then finally I went to sleep. My back was in pain. All my whole body, my shoulders, my back, my lower back, my upper back. My back was where it is normally in pain, and everywhere else, new places. And I was having really bad lower body spasms. I was just uncomfortable, but managed to fall asleep listening to a free audiobook, The Hobbit from the Lord of the Rings series. Put me to sleep super quickly, but I woke up at about 2:30 or 3 in the morning, just in severe pain everywhere, super cold, and just hot and cold, typically feverish. And I was just like, nope, not happening. Just pound some water, sleep through it. I took a piss, pounded some water, tried to sleep through it. And I woke up a little bit later. I don't know what time, but maybe it was 4:15. Whenever it was, I woke up, 30, 45 minutes, an hour later, and I was insanely sick. I mean, I was just shivering. Every single muscle in my body was clenching as hard as it could. I was shivering and shaking. I thought it was freezing in the room. I wasn't sweating. I was so dehydrated that I'd stopped sweating. That first time I woke up, I'd like got all the sheets off me and stuff because they were just covered in sweat. And yeah, so this time I started shivering, shaking. My whole body was clenching. I was still kind of like in like fever dreams, sleeping. And then Kelsey woke me up and was like, "What the fuck is going on with you? You're moaning and clacking your teeth and making horrible noises. Like, are you okay?" And I tried to still persist and say, "Yes, I'm fine. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, sorry for bothering you. Just go back to sleep." But it kept persisting. So she got me some Tylenol, got me a shirt and sweatshirt because I couldn't force myself to get out of bed. Every time a blanket came off me a little bit and my skin touched the open air, it would just send me into like convulsive fever shivers. And this isn't the first time this has happened. This is the most peculiar part about this. And it's, if you're versed in paralysis and the complications that go along with it, you're probably thinking UTI or whatever, but this has happened on numerous occasions. It hasn't been a UTI. Like maybe I've had one UTI that caused symptoms other than just feeling a bit down since I got injured 5 years ago, or almost 5 years ago. And like the last time this happened, it was way, way, way more severe. Super intense, just pouring sweat, fever dreams for like 12 hours, 100 and something degree fever, and it was way, way more painful and a little bit more stomach oriented. I ended up going to the emergency room, was there for like 24 hours. They tried to keep me, or maybe not even that long. I don't know. Yeah, maybe about 24 hours. They tried to keep me longer and said I needed to stay in the hospital, but I mean they did all the testing. They were just waiting for labs to come back. I was like, call me, I'll schedule with an infectious disease doctor. Did that. They called me. They told me that I had Hep A, and then the infectious disease doctor said, "No, you don't have Hep A. You have been exposed to Hep A at some point in your life," which I guess is just basically you've eaten someone's shit at some point in your life. Because I had eaten, before this happened, I'd eaten this at a super questionable poke place near my house. Like a poke place owned by like fat Florida white people, like hillbilly white people, which is not what you want. We all know what we want when we go to a traditional poke place. We don't want it to be owned by fat Florida hillbillies. That's universally agreed upon, they're not the ones that should be serving us raw fish. So I thought that hillbilly pooped on my food, and I ate it for a while. But then when I went to the infectious disease doctor, she informed me that wasn't the case. That I just had the antibodies to it. Could have been exposed to it any time in the past 10 years, I guess, which is totally possible. I drank out of the Zambezi River. I drank in all manner of questionable water sources in Bali, Africa. I mean, even in the high mountains of New Zealand, probably a pretty safe place to do it, but you're still, I was drinking where animals could have been. You could get shit. I don't know where hepatitis comes from. Sounds like it comes from dirty people, though, like hillbillies that poop on your food. But that wasn't the case. And so, this is a ongoing weird medical mystery. Kelsey is terrified that wound that I have on my leg is the source of infection. I haven't ruled that out completely, but it's just not hot, not swollen, not pussing, not looking infected almost whatsoever. But I am, just to be safe, I'm obviously going to graduate from the poultice to like some Neosporin, some real antibiotic cream. Not going to take any risks here. I took some Tylenol. Kelsey got me some Tylenol. Took 1,000 milligrams, to 500 milligram acetaminophen, and then I took some baclofen to chill out the leg spasm, so I can actually, my legs were just kicking like crazy, so I could get between the wheelchair, the couch, and yada 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 yada, wherever I need to go. And so feeling at least like 70% better just doing that, just the Tylenol, but I still feel absolutely atrocious. I don't know if I'm boiling hot right now or freezing cold. My head is pounding. But I feel like I also feel, vindicated, or, that it's now that I'm literally as sick as I can basically be. Like, I am in pain all over my body, like a nice solid sickness. Now I'm like, okay, now I feel justified in not filming that, when I could have just taken a honest stock of, I have bodily awareness, incredible amount of body awareness if I tap into it, but I just didn't want it to be true. I want to continue producing content. I want to get this book out there as soon as possible, and that requires you to work on it every single day. And so, I just beat the hell out of myself when I could have just done an honest analysis of how I was feeling and been like, it feels like you're sick as hell, man. Why does you eat super healthy, you slept great, decent, over 8 hours the last multiple nights, like you've been hydrated. Why do you feel dead inside, in tons of stomach pain, have a pounding headache, feel temperature regulation, like weirdness, and not not have any motivation to do the things that are important to you? And I could have been like, oh, you're probably getting sick. And then I could have proactively done a ton of stuff. I could have taken some high-dose zinc lozenges because my throat's sore. I could have done some zinc and lozenges, and also some vitamin, some super high-dose vitamin C, and just done a few different, experimented with a few different things, had, a bunch of different herbal teas. I could have not eaten, I was a little bit depressed yesterday, couldn't have nicotine. And so I ate, quite a bit of food and branched out, a little bit more than usual. And, it wasn't anything crazy. I had like super healthy coconut milk curry, chicken curry, and then like fruit and coconut yogurt and more fruit. So, berries and coconut yogurt, more fruit. But I would have eaten much. I probably wouldn't have eaten had I really done an honest assessment and been like, I have a fever coming on. I find when I eat when I'm full prior to a fever, or I eat a bunch when I have a fever, it just fuels the shit out of it and makes it far, far worse. So I probably wouldn't have eaten. I would have drank tons of water. I would have not beat myself up for a single second and just rested and chilled and relaxed, and I would be in a far better place likely right now. Putting your body in a state where it's comfortable to take care of the business it needs to take care of is so critical to even the most minor sickness like this. But instead, I put it in the exact opposite state. I put it in, sympathetic, sympathetic, like, I can't even fucking talk right now. Run, fight or run. I can't even think of what it's called. But basically, I should have put it in my body into a parasympathetic state. Where I was rest, digest, relax, take care of yourself. Here's water and the nutrients you need, and some herbal tea, a little medicine to boost you up. But instead, I just had a high sympathetic nervous system response all day, stress, anxiety, negative self-talk, like trying to push myself to do more. I did a super long sauna session, which now it makes sense why, Kelsey and Kyler left to go rollerblading, and I basically was in the sauna for as long as I possibly could until I was fully panicking, and then I put a 6-minute song on and was like, you're not fucking leaving until this song is done. And the end result was like very close to losing consciousness. If I'd stayed in there for probably, it would have been a little while. The panic set in fully, but I mean, as my heart rate was raising and everything, my breath, I couldn't take control of my breath. I mean, it likely would have been, a mini blackout within like 5 to 8 more minutes. I don't know. It felt it took me forever to even get out of the sauna. I just had to scoot over to where I could open the door, like shut it off and open the door, get cool for a minute, and then finally was able to get out of the sauna. And then I sat in the front driveway, and it was like a mission to get from my sauna, which is 10 feet to my right, to outside this door where there was a little bit of breeze, which is another 5 feet. So the 15 feet was immeasurable. I was exhausted and just in this really intense, weird state of mind. I felt good. I definitely tapped into something super positive as far as mental clarity goes, but it wasn't the stress that my body needed. My body did not need to layer that massive, hyper intense stress on top of it. Then I also, went and I actually worked out first. I went to 2 hours of PT, got home from PT, and then Kelsey and I went to the gym. I did a pretty decent workout, 12 sets to failure, kind of a mixture of stuff, and then heated up from the workout. I came back and did like almost a 30-minute sauna, which is, pushing it to my personal limits. It might not seem crazy, but, it's 180-degree infrared sauna. It's 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes is tough. It was like 25, 27 minutes. I don't know, but that's irrelevant. All I'm saying is I do apologize for the lack of production quality. Not that that's what I'm really known for here on this channel, but the lack of, posting and consistency. I think this has kind of been brewing for a few days, and I'd love to say I'm going to get to the bottom of it this time, but I'm probably honestly not going to. I could go to my functional medicine doctor, and I just can't afford it right now. It always ends up being like an $800 to $1,000 bill. I'm just not doing that every time I pay for any doctor or go to any doctor's appointment, I pay all this money, and it's like all they do is give me a little bit of data and clues for me to go figure it out. So if I get any worse, deteriorate whatsoever, if the fever doesn't go away in 24 hours, I will absolutely, seek medical attention. But I'm just so of doctors. I've gone to hundreds of them since being spinal cord injured, and quite a few prior to for different things, and I just never get any fucking results from them. I mean, so little, versus the cost. It's just not. It doesn't make any sense. I can't wait to do this podcast and build, for selfish reasons, I can't wait to do this podcast and build a network of super knowledgeable, curious, awesome doctors. I've had a couple good ones, but they, had limited scope of practice, or they were just bullshit expensive. I would love to, pay them $1,000 3 weeks in a row to give me data on what's going on. It's just, yeah, it's not feasible. On top of the other thing, I'm panicking now. Now I'm freaking the fuck out hot. Okay, that's it. I love you guys. I'm gonna go actually rest right now. I'm sitting in a ridiculously hot garage in Florida in the middle of summer. It's only 5:40 in the morning, but it is not comfortable out here whatsoever. It's super humid. And I just didn't want to wake up Kelsey or anyone else talking loudly. I wanted you to be able to actually hear me, but hindsight 2020, maybe a poor choice for the fever feelings. I'm fucking losing my mind right now. I've been freezing for hours and now I'm just panicking hot. So I'm gonna get the sweatshirt off and lay on the couch and just zone out and chill to, watch a movie or something. Maybe just probably more than likely just listen to that audiobook, The Hobbit, on Audible, and call it call it a healing day. We're really gonna put myself in a parasympathetic mode, rest, digest, fast, and just, treat my body like a temple rather than, like a fucking vehicle I'm trying to push to its limits in like a Baja 500 race or whatever the fuck that's called. Love you guys. See you likely tomorrow. It is 92 degrees out here. I'm in full sweats, sweatshirt, and one or two layers underneath my sweatshirt. And I'm literally freezing. 92 degrees, Florida, 4 o'clock sunshine. I've been roasting out here for a few minutes, and I don't even like having my hands exposed to the air. I'm so cold. I don't know what the fuck this sickness or infection or fever is, but yeah, it's a good one. It's a solid one. We'll see. It's definitely not. No. It's definitely not deteriorating. Just hit a plateau of shitty feeling. I'm just exhausted and super sensitive to the light, but too cold to be inside. I was just shaking underneath the covers in bed. So I just put on a bunch of clothes and came out here to chill in the sunshine and absorb some, well, not really. You can say absorb some vitamin D, but that would require some of the sunshine to hit my skin. But yeah, just basically gonna cook out here until I'm heated all the way through, and then gonna go try to maybe get some more sleep, hydrate. I don't know. We'll see. But feel like mentally and emotionally and physically, I feel super happy and optimistic. Just allowing myself to be in parasympathetic nervous system. I keep thinking of tasks to do, book to write, things to get up and do, and I just keep saying no. Just fucking chill, bro. Just let yourself heal for one day. Relax. There's nothing happening. There's no stress. There's bills and there's plenty of things to worry about. But there's nothing that you're not going to do anything about it right now anyways. And you're not going to do as much about it tomorrow if you don't heal up today. So, yeah, I mean, I look like shit. I'm not on anything right now. The only thing I've taken is Tylenol. I look like a fucking crackhead or something. Maybe I always look like this and I'm just noticing now. You can tell me, or just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself. If I always look like a crackhead, I'll live in the delusion that I just don't look at myself enough to even know one way or another. Watching these videos back has been super interesting because I'm like learning what I look like for real for the first time in my life, look and sound like, which has been really cool. It's been super interesting. I perceive myself quite differently inside my own head, like how I imagined other people seeing me. But then when I watch myself objectively from the video standpoint, I can kind of more see how people, would perceive me. But I'm tangenting. But the point is going to just rest up for the day, get as much sleep as I can, hydrate. I really, really, really want to make homemade chicken broth, so I don't have anything to eat. Kelsey made me some eggs this morning, some eggs with a little bit of beef. Didn't sit well, to be honest, but it was really nice of her. But I really, really want to make some homemade chicken broth, but I just don't think it's going to happen. It's so easy. I mean, relatively easy. I just need to go get a whole chicken from Whole Foods or Publix or something, and a couple vegetables. I've got everything else that I need, but I just don't foresee it happening. Cleo, please. It's not going to work. I'm not going to throw it when you're barking at me to throw it. She wants me to throw her champagne bottle. What do you want, Cleo? You want me to throw that champagne bottle? Why don't you come here? Come here and ask nicely. Come here. Bring it here. We'll throw it for you. No barking, though. Bring it here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Drop it. No. Drop it. I don't want to play tug of war. I'm not in the mood for that. Good girl. All right. Oh, Penny doesn't want her to play. He wants to block her from having fun. That's Penny's game. Penny's happiness directly works in direct opposite of Cleo's. The more unhappy Cleo is, the happier Penny is. And the happier Cleo is, the more unhappy Penny is. Penny might be a narcissist, to be honest. She might be a psychopath. Not sure. But she's a cute one. Oh, I think she has a dead animal. Like 50-50 stick or a dried corpse of a small animal. We'll never know. She's down there. She's underneath. I can't see if I'm pointing at her, but she's underneath that picnic table. It's too far away. Oh. All right. That's it. I'm going to go write a letter to a friend and just chill. Give up on the dreams of chicken broth, probably, it feels like. Just drink a bunch of water and maybe some electrolytes and get some sleep. Love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully perked back up. It's weird. I'll probably feel like the 95% tomorrow. I'll probably feel fine. We'll see. But this has happened in the past. Just a super weird, intense infection, and then it goes away pretty quickly. We'll find out.